Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, or CIMA, as it is better known. CIMA was founded in 1919 and is the world's leading and largest professional body of management accountants. They have 171,000 members and students operating in 165 countries. First to speak for CIMA will be Robert King, who graduated as a member of Accounting Technicians Ireland in 1999 and then furthered his studies with CIMA and became a member in 2006. Robert now runs his own company, Robert King & Co. Following Robert will be Fiona Arnold, who is the Student Recruitment Manager with CIMA Republic of Ireland Division. Please welcome Robert King.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everybody. Firstly, I wish to thank CIMA for asking me to do this, and also for Accounting Technicians. And congratulations on your new home here in Pearse Street. It's very, very swanky. I'll just get straight into this. I'm a member of the Accounting Technicians, and I'm also a member of the Chartered Institute of Management Accounting. Firstly, I just want to talk a little bit about myself. Then I'm going to talk about why I chose CIMA, and also then I just want to look at it from your point of view about why you would choose CIMA. So, as you just said, I graduated in 1999 from the IATI. Afterwards, I quickly enrolled with CIMA. I spent the next few years studying and eventually passed the exams and was made a member. During this time, like everybody, I worked as well. I worked in industry and I worked in practice. I get a bit of a blank there. Sorry about that. I suppose I'll just move on to why CIMA, for me, anyway. I had to think long and hard about this last night because it was so long ago that it's left my mind at this stage. But I thought of two things. Okay, right. Number one, at the time I was working in industry, and CIMA is ideally it's designed for accountants in business. So it was a logical route for me to take. Secondly, the company that I worked for, two of the board members were CIMA members also. And their ability to look at a balance sheet, to understand it, but also to know how to add shareholder value was very, very impressive. And it was this that made me realize that I want to move from being an account technician to being a qualified accountant. So, from your point of view, why would you go on and study CIMA? Well, it's relevant to business. The syllabus is designed with real-life scenarios. It builds business acumen, and it prepares you for a career in business. Two, it's global. We're in 168 countries throughout the world. We have 172,000 members and students. And that's a massive, massive network, especially if you want to travel. On top of that, we also have reciprocal agreements with a number of the accountancy bodies throughout the world. For example, if you wanted to go to Australia, you could join the CPAs in Australia, etc., etc. The employability, obviously CIMA is one of the heavyweights in the accountancy world, and therefore with membership brings increased prospects of jobs. And it wouldn't be fair not to mention the money. We do get paid a little bit. From a support side of view, the Institute goes far beyond the continuous professional development. For example, I'm a member in practice, and if I have any ethical issues, I can phone up a hotline, and CIMA will obviously give me guidance on that. There's a members network, and once a month we meet and we discuss various issues, and you might just want to bounce particular ideas off another member, and obviously it's a great help, great support. But an important point also to notice is that because of the syllabus of CIMA and the fact that we deal with strategy and management, if, for example, you want to move outside the finance function, CIMA graduates are ideally positioned for this. I'm just conscious of the time here, so I just want to quickly finish up on a note here. before I started to study any accountancy, I asked a colleague who's a fellow member, and he turned to me and he said, Robert, he said, studying accountancy is a long, hard slog. He said, but it's worth it. And I can tell you, it is absolutely worth it. So I'll end on that. If you have any questions, I'll be in next door, and I'll be happy to speak with you. But thank you again. Thanks for listening. Thanks to CIMA, and thanks to accounting technicians.
Thank you to Robert, and I'm Fiona, I'm from CIMA, I'm the Student Recruitment Manager, and I'm really just going to give you some housekeeping details about CIMA because I feel that Robert has more or less given you the flavour that you need for the qualification and the match between ATI and CIMA. It's a good fit. You do get a good exemption decision when you look at coming into the CIMA qualification. We give the certificate in business accounting from the CIMA qualification itself and outside, and indeed if you want to come and get them from the office or ring the office, is this brochure here, which is our recruitment brochure, in which is the syllabus outlaid, and you'll be able to see where your qualification fits in and where you feed into the CIMA qualification. Tuition offerings for students coming into CIMA are richly varied, and they're growing daily. We're doing all sorts of things, including blended learning, online tuition, and face-to-face tuition in Dublin and around the country. Again, if you'd like further information about that, please see my colleague Jean, who'll be outside after you finish tonight. And also, your work experience with ATI will be put towards the CIMA work experience requirements. Again, we need 3 years work experience, and part of what you've done would be relevant in terms of that. Our dates and deadlines, very briefly. Our exams are currently May and November. We have a stretch for the final top CIMA T4 case study we now have on offering, where you can sit it 4 times in a year, and we're beginning to drill down so that students can do that with their exams in other subjects. So if you'd like to contact us, or perhaps go and see our stand and talk to Robert and to Jean, please feel free to do so. And thank you so much for having us tonight. Thank you very, very much.